Good morning from Big Sky Country. I'm Stacy, owner of Montana Used Bricks. And today I just want to do a little bit of a recap because I had taken 10 days off, basically. I shut my store down for 10 days and I didn't work on orders, but I did work on inventory. And I want to talk a little bit about how I felt about closing my store and what happened when I reopened it. As many of you know, I was feeling a little bit burnt out with everything that was going on, and I decided I was going to close my store for 10 days, which was a scary prospect in a lot of ways. But luckily, the first part of February ended up being a really good month for us. By the time I closed my store, I didn't feel as anxious about missing out on that money to pay expenses and that sort of thing. And when I closed down, my thought was I would occasionally work on inventory, but mostly I was just gonna step away from this for a little bit. What ended up happening is I ended up doing a lot more inventory than I planned on, but I still had a lot of downtime. I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel like I had to meet any certain goal. I did, of course, try to get back up to 100,000, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I wasn't as anxious about everything. And it was such a good feeling to close it down and know that I was in control and I would be able to open the store back up at any point. Even if I was feeling a little flustered, I could always open it sooner. So I kept it closed for the 10 days. After 5 days, I did put in a password so that people could still enter the store and buy if they wanted to. And I did have somebody do that, but I waited until I reopened my store before I actually filled her order because there was only one of them and it wasn't that big of an order. During the 10 days, I did put quite a few parts into inventory, but it was actually my husband who got us up to 100,000. As you know, he's in charge of the minifigures, and he has been working diligently on building as many minifigures as he can. And with the parts that were left over, he went ahead and just put those into inventory. And it was during this 10 days that he put all the miscellaneous minifigure legs into inventory. He put in hair, helmets, and different kinds of body wear into inventory. And it was actually a combination of what I was doing, but I put a lot on him. He did a lot of it. And he got us up to, I think it was 100,800 parts. We were both really happy to get our store back up to what we would like to keep it at. You know, we have the wonderful problem of struggling to keep our parts at 100,000, which is an awesome issue to have when you have a Bricklink store, is that you're selling more than you're putting in. It's a wonderful problem to have. I'm not complaining about that. It's just something we like to do because we know that the more parts and the more variety we have in the store, the more likely people are to come visit our store and possibly purchase parts. On Thursday, I opened the store at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, just as I was coming off from lunch. And I had read a couple of comments where people said it took a couple of days, but then things picked back up. Here's what I was not expecting, that within 48 hours, less than 48 hours, we had 17 new orders. And some of these were small. There was a couple of them that were just one part, but there was also quite a few that were 100 to 400 parts. And we were just floored because we did not expect to open our store and be bombarded with all these orders, which was awesome. However, all the stuff my husband put in is quickly being depleted, which is a great problem to have, although now we don't have as many unique lots as we used to because people have bought a lot of the hair and legs and the sort of things he's been putting in. Like I said, it's an awesome problem to have. I'm not complaining at all. It just was so unexpected. And I sent out 5 packages Friday morning. We put 11 in the mail yesterday, even though my pickup request was for 4. So I also bribed our postal carrier and gave him some Easter candy just so he wasn't, overwhelmed. And we still have, I believe, 5 more orders that I need to process today that will go out tomorrow. Been a really hectic weekend, but in the back of my mind, I also have, if it becomes too stressful, I have that option of closing my store. And now that I've closed my store, not because I had other things going on or I was feeling extremely stressed when I did close my store, which is usually the reasons I close them is because of my day job is interfering with my Bricklink job. It was nice to be able to just know that I was taking a break to take a break for me. And now that I've done that, and now that I've kind of thought about the whole process and how nice it was, I think I'm going to start doing that on a regular basis. Even if it's just for a weekend, just close down from like Friday morning to Monday night, I might start doing that at least once a month. The rushing out and doing the orders is all on me because I feel the need to get those orders out as soon as possible, mainly because as a buyer, I like when it's a quick turnaround. I like to know that the store is working and that they're going to be getting the parts to me as soon as possible. And because I like that as a buyer, I try to fulfill that as a seller. So it does put a lot of pressure on myself to have that quick turnaround, but it's one of the things that we do pride ourselves. And if you look through my feedback, one of the most often commented on my positive feedback is how quickly we were able to get their order out to them. So that's all on me, but it is something that I like to do. And so I start stressing out when it's going to take a little bit longer than it normally would take me. Again, all on me. But it was so nice for those 10 days to just be able to relax and binge watch TV shows or movies and just work on inventory and not have to worry about the orders, not having to worry, did I do the order right? Did I mess it up? And what is the buyer going to think of this quality of used parts? There's a lot of pressure when you send out an order that you put on yourself because you do want to do this right. You want to make the buyer happy and you want to continue to make your store grow. So as a recap, I think going forward, I am going to start closing down probably anywhere from 3 to 5 days a month, just to be able to recoup, relax, and not have to stress about it. And I would like to do this based on me, not on, oh, I'm stressed out with my day job, so I need to shut the store down so I don't have to deal with that. I want this to be a time for me to totally relax, both from my day job and from the Bricklink store. So that's definitely something I'm going to be doing going forward. Which got me to thinking, I was wondering how many people out there do that. Do you take regular breaks or do you just close down when you're on vacation? Do you close down for certain holidays, family events? What would cause you to close your store? And do you do it for you, or is there like an environmental reason? You're stressed out with your day job, you're going to be traveling, something's come up and you just can't work your Bricklink store. So if you could put a comment down below, I would appreciate it. I do want to again thank everybody who's left me really wonderful comments about not worrying about my Bricklink store and just enjoying my time off. Even though I was doing inventory, I still really enjoyed that downtime. And like I said, it's something I'm definitely going to do going forward. That's really all I have to say this week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.